Yo, what up? We back on the Couch Football Network. And this is your boy, Snugg Palpatine, putting it down. Episode 5, Season 1. It's really Episode 3. Missed 2 weeks because of some technical difficulties. But I am back nonetheless by popular demand here on the CFN. Your boy, Snugg Palpatine, getting it in. And this is all in preparation for Season 10. Now, Season X, y'all. Next year, Season 10, the big 1-0. That means we've been together for 10 years. Some people been in, some people been out. Some people been in and out, and then back in again. Nonetheless, next year we want to have one of the biggest, baddest draft parties celebrating everybody that's been down over the years. Yeah, we're going to have a lot of fun. We're going to kick it up. We're going to do it up real big. And man, in the meantime, just like, share, subscribe. Holla at your boy. Let's make this bigger and better. For what? Season X. Season 10 next year. All right? Shit. All right. So, let's just move on to some NFL news. First, let's talk notable injuries. First on the list is the most gruesome. Your boy Tua Tagovailoa out with a concussion. Took a massive hit in week 3, came back, led his team to victory. But then the following week, he took another hit. When I go to bed, he didn't fare so well afterwards. So, prayers out to him and his family. Hope you make a swift and speedy recovery. But for now, he is out under the concussion protocol for week 5 coming up. All right. A few more notable injuries just to go down the list. Cordero Patterson, injury reserve, out, knee, 4 weeks. Javonte Williams, ACL, out for what? Jonathan Taylor, ankle, out, 1 week. And last but not least, Jahan Dotson. What is he? His hamstring, out, 1 to 2 weeks. All right, let's move on to the waiver report. Now, the waiver report, this is where I talk about the waivers. We were all given $1,000 FAAB, which is free agency acquisition budget, and we use those on our waivers each week. Haven't talked about this prior to now, but let's get off into it. This week, Snugg Palpatine, that is me, myself, and I, added Mike Boone, RB. Could be a deciding factor for me. I'm hoping so. That cost me $153. In the Gut Nuts, added Corey Davis. Banger. Creeping on the come up, cost him $200. Beneficial Fi guy, added Will Disley, tight end, for $153. And Devin Lloyd, linebacker, $85. Geno F. Smith, he caught one that I wanted, but I bid too low. Added Brian Robinson, RB, cost him $101. And for the low price of $1, he got the Panthers defense. Easter Streets, got Greg Joseph, kicker, cost him $1. Team Watson's rub down, added Jaguars defense, cost him $50. El Biscobar added Darrell Henderson Jr., RB, cost him $1. RIP 21 low end added Josh Reynolds, wide receiver, cost him $1. And that was it for this week. Let's move right along, people. Let's move right along. Yeah, I'm knocking shit over. Yeah, I'm knocking shit over. Stay right there. All right. Let's move right on into the next segment. We got the recaps. All right. First up on the recap list is none other than Snugg Palpatine versus Team Watson's Rubdown.
Don't bet against
Snugg defeated Waddy Rubdowns by a whopping 138.02 to 114.86. Moving on to 4-0 with the help of Rashad Penny with 29.2 points and Justin Jefferson with 26 points. Josh Allen also had a whopping 25.52 points. Good game. It was closer than it looked, but I was victorious nonetheless. Let's move right along. That's me, Snugg.
Winner,
1-1 right now. Let's move right along. Biff Tannen versus Team Tone. I chose Team Tone to pull this one out, and you can check back on those league matchups because I did. Notes to verify that. And Team Tone was victorious, 136.96 to 131.98. Wow, with help from TJ Hawkinson, 35.9 points. That's crazy. And Philly D went 20 points. And Jalen Hurts only had 15.96 points. Despite the efforts from Biff and Austin Eckler's 30-point game, he was not able to pull off the victory. This was a close one, and if Biff would have had another monster game from Mark Andrews, he definitely could have pulled this one off, but to no avail, and Team Tone pulled off the victory. That's Snugg 2 for 2 so far. Up next, Persian Panthers versus Geno F. Smith. Persian Panthers were threatening me at the top of the crop, so I went all in on his loss this week. And I was correct. Geno won this round 142.8 to the Panthers 125.94. None other than Geno Smith himself led this team with 36.7 points. Other notable players for Geno F. Smith were Deebo Samuels, who went completely off with 21.7 points, and J.K. Dobbins, who looked to be back in good fashion and scored 20.3 points. Another good matchup, but this also helps me get closer and closer to my playoff vision. Snugg, 3 for 3 so far. Now, to what I thought would be the matchup of the week, Lord of the Thrive versus Beneficial Fire Guy. And it did not disappoint. This matchup was evenly matched at the beginning of the week, but as predicted by moi, Beneficial takes the win with an unexpected top scoring performance from Josh Jacobs with 32 points, and the welcome return of Mike Evans, 26.3 points, and none other than the scoring monster himself, Kyler Murray, with 26.88 points. Lord of the Thrive had some big ticket performances as well, but wasn't enough to help him pull out the victory over Fire Guy. He is starting off the year strong at 3-1, and things are looking good for him so far at the top of the pack. That's Snugg, 4 for 4 so far. All right, let's move right along. RIP, 21 low end verse, In the Gut Nuts. I didn't think the ending for this one would be as bad as it is, but In the Gut Nuts could potentially go down to win the bowl, but this week, he went on to continue that losing streak and end up on the beat down of the week. Winner, and took a 144.16 to 65.76 defeat to RIPP. There is no silver lining to this one, folks. ITGN did not have one player over 20 points, while RIPP's 21 performance from Patrick Mahomes, 30.86 points, and Miles Sanders, 28.6 points, and Tyreek Hill with 22.4 points. Nothing to see here, guys. Clearly, In the Gut Nuts is in a slump. Man, you gotta step it up. But I'm still rooting for you, and the year's still young. But what does that make that? 5 for 5 for your boy Snugg. 5 for 5. I may go to win all the picks on this one, but let me just keep going. Next up, Somebody's Hungry versus Team Mercer. This one wasn't pretty at all. I kind of could see this one coming this week, but I did not think that it would be such a massive victory. Did Mercer pull out the big win? Could he? Did he? No, sir. Somebody's Hungry ate it up with a 130 to 78.62 victory over Team Mercer. I'm on the roll with my picks now, baby. Let's see who had a standout performance for the hungry victim or for the hungry suspect out there. Somebody. Tom Brady had 32.4 points, and Jamal Williams, I believe he picked him up in free agency, produced 24.4 points. Good deal. Good deal. Christian McCaffrey also did his thing with 21.3 points. A good day for the hungry, and he was well off to a good eating fest, a feast. He's off to a good start, though. And your boy Snugg is now 6 for 6 on the picks. All right, and last but not least on the recaps, Easter Streets versus El Bisco Bar. Easter Streets is, and like I always say, is the one who really introduced me to this fantasy game, so I have mucho respect for his game all over. Sometimes I don't understand his methods, but nonetheless, he seems to always pull it out at the end. I just knew in my heart, though, I just knew that El Bisco Bar was going to pull out the victory, and he did. El Bisco Bar moved up in life to take the W at 129.38 to 111.22. Russell Wilson finally stepped up to produce 30.98 points. A defensive player also came to the rescue. I won't try to pronounce that name, but he had 20 points, and none other than the trusty Cooper Kupp with 19.2 points. Cooper Kupp is definitely the man, and guess what? Good old Snugg went 7 for 7 on the picks.
That was easy.
And if you don't believe me, check back ESPN, League Matchup Talk, look when I put my picks in, and look at what the outcome was. I did the damn thing there. All right. Now let's move right along to the power rankings. Now I'm finna X those power rankings from the one site with the white background. I'm not gonna tell you the site because then you guys will just go up on that. But no, I'll tell you the site. It's my playbook app. For the simple fact that it didn't really change too much, and the discrepancy between these two really blew my mind. So I'm gonna just stick with the final standing projections on ESPN. Check this out, gentlemen. See who's moving around.
Things are just popping.
Snugg staying strong at 1. Biff Tannen looks like he moved down from 2 to 4. RIPP 21 low end moved up to the 2 spot. El Bisco bars somehow dropped from 4 to 13. Somebody's Hungry dropped from 5 to 9. Team Tone dropped from 6 to 7. But those on the come up. Lord of the Thrive moved up from 7 to 5. Team Watson's Rubdown moved up from 8 to 3. Beneficial moved up from 9 to 8. Persian Panthers 10 to 6. And you see the rest there. In the Gut Nuts went down from 11 to 14. T. Mercer, crept back up. This will still be your year. Geno F. Smith from 13 to 10. And Easter Streets moving on up from 14 to 12. All right. Now, like I said, my favorite part of this segment of this show, we're going to move right on up into the matchups. First up on the matchup list is none other than myself, Snugg Palpatine, versus Biff Tannen. First up, thine only Snugg is the greatest. I will say that. But the line for this one is Snugg plus 10.7 with Biff projected to win 126.3 to 115.6. On paper, it doesn't look close, but if McLaurin can get his act together, it could be lights out for Biff. I would like to keep my streak going, but Mr. Tannen is definitely a formidable opponent, no doubt. Yet and still, it's Moir for the win, and McLaurin breaks out with a 25-plus game to help me out. Next on the list, Team Tone versus Geno F. Smith. The line, Team Tone, negative 2.5 favorites to win by a projected 113.8 to 111.3. Looks pretty evenly matched. If Geno has another good game, that could really help him out this week, but if things are tight, Jalen Hurts could really be that X factor that propels Tone for the win. All in all, even if Geno goes off, Lockett is on Team Tone's team, so he's going to be probably the recipient of most of those passes. At the end of the day, I picked Team Tone for the win here, and Jalen Hurts to hurt the game with a 40-plus banger to seal the deal. All right, number 3 up. Beneficial Five Guy versus Persian Panthers. This one right here, third on my list. Beneficial. I usually go with him, and I might have to ride the high hand, but the line on this one is Beneficial plus 4.5 underdogs to Persian Panthers, who's projected to win 121.1 to 116.6. A very close game, considered the matchup of the week to me, as these two are very heavy hitters right now this season, looking to strengthen their positions toward the playoffs. This is a tough one. They're more evenly matched than projected, but I may have to keep it pretty cookie cutter and go with the Persian Panthers on this one to bounce back. I think that they're lowballing Rodgers, and I don't think he's going to go under the 19.5. So this week, the Panthers bounce back with the win, and while A-Rod goes slightly over his projections, it's Stephon Diggs going bigger than normal with a superb plus 25-point appearance. Hi-yo! All right, next up, number 4 on the list. In the Gut Nuts versus Team Watson's Rubdowns. All right, the line on this one is Guts plus 26 points. In favor of Watson Rubdowns, it was projected 131.2 to 105.2. But that was sure to change once Nuts replaces Jonathan Taylor. Oh, I think that is with the replacement, though, because I started this before the replacement happened on Thursday. So, yes, that's with the replacement. He plus 26 is the line. That's the real line. And the projections are 131.2 to 105.2. So, man, that's a steep one, but In the Gut Nuts can still pull it off. Nonetheless, I have to go with Team Watson because In the Gut Nuts is just in a slump, man. What can I say? He's in a slumpity slump. And this might just not be the year for you. It's always somebody, man, that's just got to take that L at the bottom of the barrel. I believe last year it was me. I took a lot on the chin, but this year I'm coming up for the win. So I'm going to stay safe here with Team Watsons, but this could end up going crazy. Nonetheless, I got to go with Team Waddy Rubdowns all the way with the huge push from Lamar Jackson with the 40-plus banger. On to the next, Team Mercer versus Lord of the hashtag Thrive. The line here is Mercer at plus 15.9 with hashtag Thrive to be the victor, 129.3 to 113.4. But this is where the gut and the heart comes into play, because this right here will be the upset of the week. I got Team Mercer pulling this one out because he has all the tools to do so. And I'm really thinking he will have one or two key players that will help him go off and make him victorious this week. My pick, Team Mercer for the win, and Drake London goes for what? Plus 25-point game. So that's my thing there. Wide receivers, running backs, plus 25. That means they're going to really excel that week. Or QBs over 40. That means they're really going to excel. I'll probably say change it for the RBs, probably plus 20. Wide receivers plus 25. But this week for Drake London, I see him going for 25 plus big points to help Team Mercer pull out the victory over Lord of the Thrive. Next up, let's keep it rolling. El Bisco Bar versus RIPP 21 low end. This is a tough one for me. The line is El Bisco Bar plus 15.9, meaning RIPP would be the favorite, and they are projected to win by 125.6 to 109.6. I may have to stay cookie cutter on this one too. I just don't see El Bisco Bar having the strength of RB to pull through with the victory on this one. That being said, I'm going with 21 low end to be the victor. It just really makes sense for me. And Miles Sanders goes for what? The plus 25 banger. He did it last week, so it's possible. He can definitely do it again. And last but not least is East vs. Streets versus Somebody's Hungry. The line is East at plus 1.4, pretty much evenly matched on paper, with Mr. Hungry projected to win 123 to 122. Another good matchup, but for some reason, I just don't see somebody eating this week. I'm going to have to give this one to East vs. Streets, because I believe that Somebody's Hungry got a few gaps there. Elliott, Knox, Williams, I believe Knox may be out, but they go under their projection point totals to make an underwhelming performance, giving East the Streets the edge and the victory this week. CD Lamb goes crazy, and guess what? He's going to have that plus 25-point banger to help him win, and that's it. All right, well, let's wrap this one up.
Yeah, baby.
Once again, I want to thank everybody for viewing. It's been a pleasure. Don't forget, all of this is in preparation for what? Season. I knew that shit was going to happen. Season 10, though. Season X. Don't forget, man. I'm looking forward to having a really great time next year. This year, Season 9, I'm loving this defensive player ad. It's really helping out, especially with 14 teams. I really don't even feel the heat of the 14 teams now. It feels like a regular year. The waiver wire still got some good picks on the waiver. Man, this has been great, man. So just please continue. Hit me with some ideas. I'm already thinking about places to have a party. If you all know about Treehouse, man, we went there the other week. Watched the game. Great place, huge screens. But it all comes down to cost, what's affordable. But regardless, keep me in tune with suggestions, and I'll be sure to hear them out. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. This is your boy Snugg Palpatine. I'm out. Peace.